Hi, welcome to episode 62 of the Beyond Social Media Show. I'm BL OCHMAN, and you can find me online at What's Next blog, on Twitter at What's Next. I'm CEO of Maximum-Plus.com, where you can learn about all things Google+. And I'm here with my co-host, David ERICKSON, who you can find on Twitter at @DERICKSON. He's eStrategyBlog.com, eStrategy TV, and we are on Beyond Social Media Show on Google+, and the Beyond Social Media Show blog, where we will post the video with a timestamp later in the day and a playlist of all the links. So it is our tradition to cover the best and the worst in digital communications in the past week, plus apps you're going to want to have and stats you need to know, plus the daily numbers that Dave's going to bring you. So I start with the worst every week, and I do have some bad news. Oh, before that, a little housekeeping. If you leave your comments in the comment in the Google Plus page, we will see them in the comment tracker, and we will answer them during the show. And you can also leave them on Twitter with the hashtag BSMediaShow. And you can leave them on YouTube. We are tracking comments in all of those places. We will see them, and we will do our best to answer them. We're not going to interrupt the show. We'll stop periodically when there's a good place to do it. So let's go to the worst of the week. Last week, AmEx announced that they were going to finally rebrand their ISIS mobile wallet, perhaps the worst name you could possibly have. They announced in July that they were going to rebrand it for obvious reasons, and there was a whole lot of printing involved because there were ISIS phone covers and there were ISIS credit cards, and it was Amex, Chase, Wells Fargo Bank, T-Mobile, AT&T, and Verizon all involved in this, all had to a boon for the printing industry, I'm sure. So, okay, this week they announced that they're rebranding the card, and they're now going to call it the Soft Card. And apparently they still don't know how to use Google Search because there are already a whole bunch of soft cards, including a screen protector called Soft Card and a Nintendo Soft Card. So what's in the name? A whole lot when it's ISIS and also when it's Soft Card.
Yeah, that's kind of tough, you know. You spend all this time branding your app a certain name, and then along comes a terrorist group and steals it, you know. So you got to scramble and find a new name. I feel for them, but yeah, you sort of do a Google search and see what the results are going to look like.
Yeah. Rule number 1, do a Google search. Rule number 2, do a GoDaddy search, and then rebrand. But I'm sure printers rejoiced. I mean, seriously, you're watching Scott Silverstein. I hope you got some of that work. Anyway, so in my email this week, I get an email with the subject line, Valuable Blogger Award. It's addressed to me. I open it up, and there's a picture of some woman. I don't know who she is. She has blue hair, and she's wearing a blue dress. And it says, and congratulations, Rain. You've just become our most valuable blogger. And then it says, Rain has a great blog on all things entertainment, music, fashion, marketing. She's got it covered. Recently, she wrote a great article on our industry news. Thank you, Rain, for contributing. We hope to continue to see you here again soon. And so who's this from? It says, it's from Shirley, bride-to-be, which is TMI right there. But and she's from Blog Release, whoever they are. Okay, so what's the lesson here? The lesson here is learn how to use your email program.
It also it almost feels like a too clever, too cute for school bait and switch type of tactic. You have you target bloggers with the subject line like that, and they're obviously going to open it up because you assume it's about you if it's being sent to you, right? And then if it's blogs release, it sounds like a press release to get audience for bloggers, you know? So you're going to click on it and check out this blog. I don't know.
Well, that's just kind of silly.
Yeah.
I put that in the worst category. I don't know where else it could be. What kind of bad news did you find, Dave?
I didn't really find any this week, except I will mention the only thing I really saw was there's a quarterback, a rookie quarterback in the NFL, Johnny Manziel. He was called Johnny Football in college. He's got a huge ego. He isn't starting his first game, and he's gone and patented. He was drafted by the Cleveland Browns in the first round. And he hasn't proven anything. He looked horrible in the preseason, but he has patented the phrase Johnny Cleveland. So he's patenting these phrases based around his supposed stardom, which he hasn't achieved yet. And I just think, you know, in public relations, we talk a lot about managing expectations. He might want to learn something about managing expectations, because he's either got to become a superstar or he's going to become a laughingstock.
I didn't know you could patent your name. A patent or copyright?
Yeah, I think it was a patent, but maybe it was a copyright. Anyway, it was one of the two.
That's really, you know, that's like bad form, bad sportsmanship.
Absolutely.
So I have another one that really, you know, we talk a lot about Lego and how terrific their social marketing is, but they kind of screwed up because they had a female scientist set. And unfortunately, they only kept it around for a couple of weeks. And it was 3 female scientists, and so people were shocked to hear that they were only going to keep it around for 3 weeks. It was a limited edition, and that they would not mass produce it and not sell it nationally. Quickly, it became a collector's item. And so a petition came up to get rid of it. I mean, to keep it around, excuse me, to keep it around. And, you know, people want what they want with petitions. And I don't know what Lego was thinking. I mean, what a wonderful advance, really. And then gone, here and gone. And, you know, bring them back. We want them back.
Yeah, I'm kind of ambivalent about this one. On the one hand, yes, we need far more females in the sciences and technology, I might add. You know, it's a glaring weakness, and there needs to be more females in those fields. On the other hand, is it Lego's job to solve that problem, right? But they did, you know, introduce this toy set aimed specifically at girls. I think their market is probably preponderantly boys, but they did this. The problem is that what you just said. They released it for 2 or 3 weeks, and now it just seems like a token effort, right?
Right, either do it or don't do it. You know, if you don't want to do it, well, then don't. But if you're going to do it, do it. Yeah. It just seems kind of silly. But in one of the best examples of the week, a petition on change.org got results from 192,000 supporters, helped to get somebody named Des Haag, who is the CEO of a company called Centerplate, which is a catering company that has contracts with the Convention Center in Vancouver and many major entertainment venues in North America and the UK. And he was caught on tape in an elevator kicking a defenseless Doberman Pinscher who was in the elevator with him. And a petition sprung up on change.org, and before the end of the week he had resigned. So the lesson here, of course, is don't kick Doberman Pinschers, but
yeah, first and foremost, be a decent human being. But secondly, realize the world is watching always. I mean, you just you can't think that there's not a camera on anymore, right?
Well, you know, here he is in an elevator. Elevators have cameras, and you in a hotel. I mean, this was in a major hotel, in a tourist hotel. Of course, there's going to be a camera on it. So, you know, hooray for change.org and to him. So, but, okay, so if there's no more bad news, well, that was good news, actually. But another one that I just thought was terrific is this week, Under Armour released a new ad, and I saw this on Ad Rants. I love Ad Rants. And it has Gisele Bündchen, and she takes all the Twitter trolls and the internet trolls, and she just puts them in her place without saying a word. There she is in Under Armour training gear, and she, just doesn't look like the type. And here she is. She kicks the crap out of a punching bag, and all around her, projected on the walls, are all these things that people have said about her. She's too skinny. She's just a model. She's this. She's that. And also some things about how beautiful she is, but she didn't have to say anything. She just showed how strong she was. What a great ad.
That was very, very clever. And then it goes to a website, too, at gisele.underarmour.com, which has basically the same thing. And my question, though, is that a live stream that they're showing? They show her doing the kicking the bag, and superimposed over it are on the wall all the different comments. And I don't know whether you know or not, but it seems like it might be just a live stream of what people are saying about her. But it's a wonderfully done, clever idea of doing those two contrasts. I really like that.
It really was impressive, and I like seeing things like that. And the fact that she never had to say a word, that was just wonderful. Yeah. Really wonderful. So, Dave, you had some good news this week.
I do. So while we're away, big news, Amazon bought Twitch TV. If you don't know what Twitch TV is, you will fairly soon, I think. It is live. It's basically YouTube for video games, live streaming video games, and basically you can watch people play video games at Twitch TV. So it's a live stream of watching people play video games. Why would you want to do that? A lot of people want to do that. Google was in competition with Amazon to buy Twitch, so there was a bidding war, and Amazon came out on top in the bidding war. They bought Twitch TV for $1.1 billion. Okay, so that's the value of watching people play video games. Their peak viewership rivals that of primetime viewership of some cable networks. 55 million unique users in July. This is from a New York Times article on the sale. Those 55 million unique viewers watched 155 billion minutes of gaming. More people watched a League of Legends championship than watched the finales of The Sopranos, 24, and Breaking Bad combined. Okay, so that's the audience. Now, why do Amazon and Google want it so badly? Well, Amazon, the benefits are time on site. People are spending a ton of time on their, average of an hour per session. So people are spending a ton of time on the site. It's self-perpetuating content, right? It's just a bunch of people playing video games. With a voiceover and narration, you can see an inline video of the person who's playing and stuff. So these are just people playing games, and they're creating the content themselves, so Amazon doesn't have to do anything to create the content. They can integrate it into their devices, so they've got Kindle Fire, they've got Kindle TV, streaming video for those two devices, and Kindle Phone if that ever takes off. But, there's more content for more reasons for you to have a Kindle Phone now. And video games are bigger than Hollywood. I mean, Amazon sells video games, so there's the e-commerce part of it as well. I remember back in 2001, I think it was, whenever Xbox One, the first Xbox came out with Xbox Live video gaming, so you could play live with other people online. And I'm like, all right, I can see this. One, this is a communications vehicle that I need to pay attention to as a marketer, but two, this is going to be spectator sport. And it is.
Now, will this ever become interactive, or it's only going to be you watch other people play?
Well, you watch other people play, but here's why you do it. One, it's entertainment in and of itself, if you like video games, right? Just watching other people play who are skilled at it is entertaining. Two, deciding whether you want to play a game, buy a game to play yourself. Well, watch somebody else play it and see whether it's something that you want to buy. Three, learning how to do the game from somebody who's more skilled at it than you. So there's several reasons why you do that, but that's big news, and it's an industry you need to keep an eye on, because the immersive experiences are going to inform what marketers are doing as well, right?
See, to me, this sounds like the unboxing videos. Where people take something out of the box and show you what's inside.
It's
Dave,
far more entertaining than unboxing.
Can you show us what's on your coffee cup, Dave?
Oh, yes.
What's it say on your coffee cup? Love it.
Yes, media show, hashtag, hashtag.
So, you have more good news. You've been quoted in the news this week. Tell us about that, my famous
I
friend.
did. I did. So I got quoted in a U.S. News and World Report article this week on 10 ways Twitter can help or hurt your business. And then I was quoted in another article on the alleged demise of the tablet by a local tech guru reporter, Julio Ojeda Zapata. I provided the counterpoint. I don't think tablets are going away anytime soon, but let me tell you sort of how I don't bring this out just to pat myself on the back, although that's part of it. I got these by using Help a Reporter Out. So Help a Reporter Out is a service that you get an email like 3 times a day where reporters ask for experts as sources for their stories. And so I scan this email and look for things that I can comment on, and I respond immediately if I see something that I've got an opinion on that I can likely get quoted on. Write up a couple of points that I think are quote worthy. And the key, I think, is responding immediately. So it's one of the first emails that the reporter who's asking for the query sees. Once he gets something that's useful, he's probably going to stop looking, right? And then I usually write 3 or 4 or 5 points, and they'll only use one piece of it. And then I'll take the rest of what I wrote and turn that into a blog post for my own blog or for my company's blog in order to, 1, promote the fact that I was quoted in the story, and 2, additional content that I don't have to recreate. So that's sort of my methodology for using Help a Reporter Out.
I use it frequently to get sources when I write for Ad Age and also for blog posts, and sometimes for research on presentations. And you get really quality responses for the most part, and you also get some complete hooey. But it's a really valuable source. I'm glad you did bring it up. So I think that brings us to apps, yes?
Yes.
Okay, so I came across something that I thought was pretty extraordinary, which is a new wireless hard drive that adds 2 terabytes to your phone without the cloud, and so you're able to stream video or do whatever you want without having to recharge your phone. You also can plug it into USB. So we'll put the link. It's called My Passport, and it's a wireless hard drive that doesn't, so that your phone battery doesn't go down, which they all do. And I thought that was pretty useful. The other one that I found that I thought was really excellent is Olivari olive oil has an audio cookbook. So I don't know if you've ever cooked with a recipe on your phone, but you're trying to get to the next ingredient and you have tomato sauce or olive oil or something on your hand. It gets on your phone. So what this does is, instead of reading the recipes, you hear them, but it plays the recipes out loud. But the cool part is that it reads you an instruction, then it stops, and then you say next, so that you don't, you're not trying to keep up with that. What should I do now? What should I do now? And it's from Olivari olive oil, but it has recipes for all kinds of things, hundreds of them. So, what a good idea.
That's fantastic. It's so clever. Voice-activated recipes. That's great. And that wireless hard drive, sold. I'm totally buying one of those. Absolutely the best way to get stuff off your phone and off your iPad and off your absolutely, that's fantastic. So I got 2 quick ones, photo related. So going from my hard drive, there's a site that I came across called photopin.com, and really what it is a search interface to Flickr Creative Commons images. So it will search Creative Commons photos on Flickr, and the search results are basically thumbnails that when you hover over, you get a preview of a bigger version of it, so you can see what it's like. Browse the results, hover over for previews, and then when you click on the preview, you can download the image of various sizes that like they have on Flickr, and then it has the copy attribution code built in. So you just copy that attribution code directly from PhotoPin, and you've got everything you need for giving proper attribution using the images in your blog posts. It's fantastic.
Terrific. I have that immediately.
Absolutely.
It's so much better than Google image search.
Yeah, yeah, and you know, a Flickr image search is not very useful. This is a total time saver. So there's that, and then lastly, Hyperlapse came out, Instagram's time-lapse app. There was a lot of hype over Hyperlapse when it came out this week or last week. I can't remember, but it is cool. I tried it. Standalone app. But you hold up your phone and press start, and you walk around, or you do whatever you want to do to create your time-lapse video. You press it again to stop it, and it compiles all those pictures into a time-lapse image, and then you can share it on Instagram or Facebook. And it's just very slick, very easy to use. So I did a couple of.
Free or paid?
It's free. It was free. Yep.
Oh, I have to have that one too.
Yep.
So talking about apps, okay, do we really need any more apps? There's two studies that came out, one from ComScore and one from Nielsen. Nielsen says that people use approximately 22 to 28 apps a month out of the average of 75 that we all have on our phones. I guess I'm not average because I have a lot more than that. But ComScore says it's really 3 or 4 apps that you use on a regular basis, and I have a feeling that they're more correct. And they said 75% of the time when you're using your phone, you're using one of the 4 applications. And so the most used applications are iMessage, WhatsApp, and Facebook. And what I thought more interesting about the studies was that even though we spend more time on mobile apps every year, the number we use doesn't change. So do you really need more apps? I don't think so.
No, always need more apps. Yes, more apps. I might change the 4 that I use. I think I use more than 4. But I always want more apps, different things.
I do too. It's a sickness. So in terms of projects, Andrew Cabasso and he's the CEO of JurisPage.com, which is a marketing firm for attorneys, and we did a webinar for attorneys on how to use Hangouts, and it was very successful, and we got a lot of really good feedback. So we decided to do something that might be crazy or not, but we're going to hold office hours inside a Google Hangout. We're going to do an hour when we're inviting attorneys to come in on Friday, September 12th at 2 p.m. Eastern. We'll post the link. It's on JurisPage.com blog. It's on my blog, and it's on Twitter. It's all over the place. And we would like it to be attorneys, but how it'll work is that you'll sign up. We'll send you instructions on how to join, and we'll send you the link to join. And if the film strip at the bottom becomes full, meaning that there are more than 10 people in the video at any given moment, then you'll get a message saying this Hangout is full, please try again. Someone will leave, you'll come in. We're going to do this. It's a noble experiment. It came out of a conversation I had a couple of weeks ago with Scott Scowcroft, and I thought, you know, that's a good idea. I'm going to try it. So you won't just watch the Hangout, you'll be on the inside, you'll be able to interact. And the reason for it is that people are very curious, but the technology is a little daunting. So we just want to show people, give them, get the hang of it, and there is a learning curve. There's no two ways about it, but this will just give you a taste. So that brings us to your daily numbers, Dave.
Very cool. So today's numbers: YouTube's effectiveness at introducing new products and driving conversions. This is from AOL Platform, an AOL Platform survey, which is their sort of ad marketing division, or whatever you want to call it. They talk about the customer path, the customer journey, and they talk about it in terms of first touch, middle touch, and last touch. So first touch is the beginning of the customer path, and that's basically, the awareness phase, basically. Middle touch is the consideration phase. Display and social retargeting ads are appropriate for that. And then the last touch is the last channel you're exposed to before converting. Search is a good example for that. Somebody does the research, they find out, get awareness, they do some research during the consideration phase, and then they narrow down what they want, they search for it, they click on a link and go to a website and buy it. So this has to do, though, with YouTube's effectiveness during these phases: first touch, middle touch, last touch. YouTube is the strongest of the social networks, AOL Platform survey finds, at introducing new products. So 18% cited its strength in the first position of the funnel at introducing new products and at driving conversion. So 14% cited its efficacy during the last position of the funnel, the last touch where you convert. I think it makes a lot of sense. So video is a compelling medium, good at introducing new products, it catches your eye, etc. But it also is a compelling medium in finding out whether it's actually something that you want. So a guy in my office did research of a sandwich maker that he wants us to have in the office, and video was one of the things that the last thing that he did was watched how it was being used and whether it's easy to use and whether, what you can do with it. So that sort of pushed him over to do the conversion. So interesting study.
Well, the key question always is, okay, so there's all this video and how many millions there are and how much is uploaded every hour. The key is, how do you drive traffic to even look at those videos, and how are those videos discovered? And, I guess that's why we're here, right, Dave?
Right.
to help people get traffic to their videos and their blog posts and so on. And it's very interesting how effective it is. And after all, YouTube is the second largest search engine on the planet after Google search. So being there is awfully important. So that brings us to take a look at Comment Tracker, which I don't know how well it's working, but there is a comment here from Pizza on the Cheap, and it says Twitter's in the news, and okay, we knew that. And there's another one here which notes that we could do a show about using hashtags in Hangouts. That's true. Actually, we could do a show about a lot of things to do with Hangouts, because there's a certain amount of complicated stuff that happens when you produce one of these. But anyway, I'm not sure we picked up all the comments. We'll keep trying. And Dave, you want to take the show out?
I will, yes. So thank you for watching Beyond Social Media Show, episode number 62. It is live on the site right now, so if you go to beyondsocialmediashow.com/62, you'll see the video there, and you'll have links to everything that we talked about. I am David Erickson, your co-host. You can find me on Twitter at @DErickson. I'm on, my blog is e-strategyblog.com. And I'm with, of course, BL OCHMAN. BL you can find at whatsnextblog.com, at What's Next on Twitter, and she is the CEO of Maximum-Plus.com for all things Google+. Till next week, thanks for watching.
Thank you.